Welcome to Reflective Fashion Production. It's Fantastic Friday. It's important to have a daily positive affirmation and a mental check-in. And this is my weekly with you. So if you're just scrolling through and decided to click on this video, hey, my name is Monica. If you are back from our last chat, I hope you are doing fantastic, feeling fabulous, and staying focused. So today we're going to talk about this word called jealous. Or being jealous, or jealousy. I feel like jealousy and jealous are two different things, but that's neither here or there. So I said, I want to say a week ago that I was going to start, merging Fantastic Friday into the podcast, Me, Myself, and Just Monica, because I think it's important to continue the conversation. And this is a huge conversation to talk about because jealousy is like one of those things that a lot of people don't realize that they're doing, but they are. And I think there are different forms of jealousy and being jealous. And I can definitely, speak for that because in my adult life, I can tell you that I've been jealous. I definitely have. And I recognized it, and it kind of hurt because it was just like, I've never felt like this before and I don't like this. So how can we fix it? As a child, I'm going to say this. I don't really know if parents really see themselves putting their children against each other, but as an adult, I can see that there were times where my siblings and I may have had a little jealous streak of each other, but that's being an adult. As a child, when I was growing up, I didn't really see that. Like, I never really felt like that. Not only this is crooked. This is weird. I don't like it. So I can't really speak on that, or maybe I could just dive in deep and just do some research about it, because I really just feel like everybody has their own story to tell when it comes to childhood memories and stuff like that. However, I really wanted to talk about this because there's a few things that happened this week, and I'm just reflecting on my week, and I came to Friday and I was just like, I've learned so much just within this time span about being jealous and this word jealousy. So, first I want to say that if somebody is telling you how they feel, there's no reason for you to actually just tell them, don't feel like that. I'll give you an example. If someone was like, I really think that they don't like me, instead of saying, oh, well, don't feel like that, they're just, get to the point and just say, why do you feel like that? Why do you feel like that? Get to the bottom of it so that it can change. And I think that it's important for, those things to happen, to get to the root of the problem, versus being like, oh, don't feel like that. Because that right there, I feel like that's a form of jealousy, due to the fact that you don't understand why they're feeling that way. So you're telling them not to feel a particular way versus acknowledging how they feel. And I can definitely say that that's happened to me. And I'm going to use this story as an example because I think that is important. And I think this is a really good story to tell. And a lot of people may go through this and not realize what's happening. Not only that, but I tried to write this episode down and I had a hard time. It was kind of triggering. So I'm going to do my best to tell this story without like getting upset, because it was triggering. So after I had Malia, in the process of me having Malia, there were so many things going on with her dad and I's relationship, to where it was just like, I was struggling, because in my mindset, I'm thinking like, this is supposed to go this way and this is what I want. And it was not happening. So with that being said, I had people around me, when I'm telling them how I feel, they're like, you good, you fine, you would do this. And it was literally emotionally abusive. I'm just going to put it that way. That is emotionally abusive, especially when your friends aren't recognizing that you are hurt. I'm going to just say friends, because, that's how we're going to put it. And, some of the people that I'm talking about we're not as close as we used to be. So, having that conversation of how I felt in the past, now it'll be totally different, because you can look at your life and say, oh, damn, I messed up. But we can't do that right now because, we're not as close, right? However, with this story, as far as Malia's dad goes, so I was just like, you know what? I need to figure out how I'm going to get over this feeling like this. So maybe I should just come to him and say, hey, why don't I just meet the people that you're around? I think that'll make me feel better with how I'm feeling and what I'm going through. And he was like, why? For what? Because you know the people that Malia are around. Why can't I know the people that are around you so that it make me feel better? Like I'm having a hard time with that. And in that moment of me saying these things and looking back at it, it's just like I was trying to find a solution to the problem, and I had no idea what I was actually going through. And for me, I just think that everybody after having a baby does go through some form of postpartum depression due to the fact that they just gave birth to another human. Their emotions and everything are different, they change. So with me giving that idea, it was like he shut me down, and I found myself just being wondering and being jealous of certain aspects of, you know, her life as just this little bitty baby of her life, because I wasn't there. And I had to really just like take myself out of that place. And it took me a minute to where it was just like, okay, this is what's going to happen. This is what's going to take place, because I am having a hard time with this. And I couldn't really talk to her dad about how I was feeling because he didn't care. And to this day, I still think he doesn't. But hell, I don't really know, because honestly, we don't co-parent and we can't have a conversation because it just doesn't go anywhere. And I'm pretty sure there are a lot of people out there that have situations to where they have children with people and then they can't have a conversation and then they can't co-parent. And it's because of this word jealousy. It's because of the word being jealous, because you are jealous of something that may not have anything to do with you, but you guys can't take the time to actually have a conversation. You get like, it's hard. And I could speak from, you know, experience and say, you know, it's really hard having a conversation with someone that's either not listening or not understanding. But how do you get to that point of understanding the other person? How do you get there? How do you get to the point of saying, okay, we can agree to disagree, but this is how I feel. I understand how you feel, but can you understand how I feel? How do you get there? I mean, that's an interesting topic in conversation. And I think that when we go through moments of, you know, just my story that I just told, we should definitely reflect and say, okay, well, we can move forward, and this is how we can move forward. And definitely, I can say for sure that I have definitely moved forward, and I've grown from that, and I've learned my lesson to where it's just like I need to speak out about how I feel, because if I don't speak out about how I feel, other feelings come to take place, and I think that being jealous is a feeling, and then having that jealousy is an action. So that's just me. That's how I feel. And you know what? We could definitely go, you know, over this more in Me, Myself, and Just Monica podcast. I'm going to actually take the time to talk more and elaborate about it in the podcast, because I think that it's really important to just, you know, recognize certain things so that you can get over it and become a better person. Like what's not great about learning about yourself. And I think that that's important when you actually take the time and say, okay, I think this is what's going on with me. I think that's better than saying something is wrong with the other person next to you, because you don't know them. You know yourself. I'm just saying, like this week, I've learned so much about myself in going through the countdown. And it's so funny because today is day 14. Today is day 14. Hold on. And I can't find my planner, which is so crazy because this guy just jumped in front of me and all my stuff fell on the floor. So now I'm gonna have to like look and find my planner. It's just so great. And I'm really aggravated because now like my back hurts. Please believe I took his license plate number, and the person works for Lyft. So now I'm upset because it's just like you driving around and you got a baby car seat in your back seat, cuz I'm upset. No, I'm actually not upset. I'm just like, grateful because I saw that, because sometimes I do, get impatient and not want to sit in a car line, and I just drive around and don't care about the person behind me. And on top of that, this dude had headphones on, and I drove right past him, and I drove past him, and I looked just to see if he was gonna pay attention, to see if I was like who I was. He didn't care. He was listening to some music and doing else. We need to just focus and pay attention. I think that that's one of the things that's just so important. But I won't get off of here because I'm gonna start ranting, and I'm trying not to do that. I want to put out more content that is just inspirational. Not only that, but just opens your mind and makes you think. And I think that is important to actually, dabble into what being jealous is, and jealousy. I think that that's important. So if you are really interested in just talking about that, definitely check out Me, Myself, and Just Monica podcast on Monday, and drop a comment below. I would love to hear what you have to say. And I'm trying to fix this cricket afro pony because it's not the best. But don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, caring and sharing, and I will see you all soon.